Hello, everyone,
I'm not Jesse.
and I'm Dustin, and welcome to another Stud or Scrub Battle Report. Welcome to the next battle report for Stud or Scrub. Today we will be having Adam's optimized white scars. It's going to look very similar to John Lennon's list, a GT winning list too. It's a very, very strong list, and Adam has been practicing with it a lot. He's been getting very good. So my forces of the Hive Mind are going to have their work cut out for them today. We'll be playing on Scorched Earth. Let's take a look at the armies.
All right, I'm Adam, and I have a 2,000 point White Scar army today.
It looks a lot like your Ultramarine army and your Death Watch army, Adam.
Kind of does.
But they're white now, so now they are actually what they're supposed to be.
Exactly, yeah. And this list is pretty optimized.
It is very, very strong.
I've run it 6 or 7 times now, and even the games I've lost, I've scored 74, 80 points. So it's a very high scoring list. So single battalion, it's got Corsoro Khan leading it. Also has a lieutenant. Lieutenant's been pretty interesting so far. He's got the Vox for the increased auras and rights of war. So he's given a 9-inch aura obsec and then a 6-inch terror troops aura for the strat to steal objectives.
It's my obsec. This guy is so strong.
Yeah, he's pretty strong for 75 points.
So, God, why did you tell me that?
Then I got the Primaris Chaplain on bike. He's got the litany for the +1 to hit, which I generally dump on a Plasma Scepter unit.
Oh,
and he's got the +2 to charge litany as well as litany of hate. The core of the list of troops, there's 5 intercessors. The sergeant there has a power sword because I had 5 points kicking around.
and he is modeled with one.
And he is modeled with one too, yeah. And then there's 2 units of infiltrators, which I've recently added to the list. They have been quite excellent. They give me a little bit of early board control, and I can bubble out some deep strikes.
Mm-hmm.
There is a Primaris Apothecary, obviously.
Of course there is.
He's got Selfless Healer, and he's got the Plains of the Plumes Runner, and that's the +1 advance and charge aura, which is pretty helpful first turn.
Right, but this guy has the extended range, so his Feel No Pain is only 3 inches.
Only 3 inches.
But his obsec is 9 inches.
9 inches, yeah. I prefer that.
I do too, for sure.
So then I got 2 units of 5 Plasma Inceptors.
Best shooting in the game.
They're nice and fast.
Never leave home without them.
White Scars, they can advance and still shoot, no negative.
Yeah, why not?
5 Blade Guard.
Mm-hmm.
This is really the only difference from Lennon's list. I run 5 Blade Guard, he runs 4. And then he runs 2 company vets.
But you're starting to see why he does that too, right?
Yeah, exactly. Last game, it definitely was came to the realization how important the vets are for protecting the characters. And then I have 2 units of 10 Vanguard vets, Lightning Cloud, Storm Shield. And in this game, they're all going to be combat squadded, so there'll be 4 units of 5 running around.
I wonder why our combat squadded them. Let's look at my army and find out. That is 2,000 points of white scars. Very, very strong. What did I bring to fight this? Always start the zoom on Kerrigan. Here we have the 2,000 points of Forces of the Hive Mind that will be facing off against the white scars. Keep in mind that whenever I'm making a list, I'm not keeping my opponent's list in mind. That would be silly. That's why you're going to see a couple things in here that won't do too much against his list, but it's what I would take to a tournament because I need to have horde clearing stuff and so forth. So, this is a triple patrol. I have a Chronos attachment, the standard Chronos attachment for me, the 5 Hive Guard, a single Chronos Broodlord, and 10-man God Squad. Of course, the Broodlord is going to have some Biostorm because that power is amazing. I also have a Leviathan patrol led by a Malanthrope, a Broodlord. Oh, sorry, there was 2 Broodlords in the Gronos attachment. I forgot. And Kerrigan, as always, has the Resonance Barb and Psychic Shriek as well, because I like her being able to dish out some mortal wounds. She's supposed to be able to do that. So yeah, the Leviathan attachment has the Malanthrope, the Broodlord, 3 groups of 10 Termagants, 2 groups of 5 Zoantropes. My brain babies. I love them. And then I have a mixed Genestealer Cult attachment, led by the Alphys, who is Hive Cult, with 3 Ridge Runners. He is the Warlord. He will be having the reroll 1s to shoot for my Ridge Runners. And then there's also a 5-man, just bare bones Acolyte squad equipped with laptops, and a 17-man squad of Flamer Acolytes, and a little spicy thing I'm going to test out again today. He used to be amazing for me, and for some reason I stopped bringing him because, I don't know, maybe I forgot about him. But the Calamorph with the Liberator Auto Stub is going to be making an appearance today, and hopefully doing some work. So, this is going to be a rough game. If you're looking at this list, I know it's going to be, oh my god, what a random mishmash of shit. Is it competitive? Let's find out together. As mentioned, we are playing the Scorched Earth mission from the Grand Tournament Strike Force GT pack, and we have done our secondaries. So Adam has taken Raise B, Wubawusa, and Engage. Right?
Pretty close.
Pretty close, okay. Raise banners, while we stand, we fight, and engage on all fronts. And your while we stands are the Chaplain, the Khan, and the Lieutenant?
No, the Apothecary.
The Apothecary, oh yeah, he's a bit more expensive. Oh, wow. Yeah, you should do that. I think that's a great idea. I have taken Engage, While We Stand, We Fight, and Deploy Scramblers. While We Stand, We Fight for me is Malanthrope and the Leviathan Broodlord and the Kronos.
There's no direct ass.
1 Kronos Broodlord. There's no direct ass.
This game, unfortunately.
I'm sorry, everybody. No direct ass, just indirect ass?
I guess so.
All right. Let's see what our deployment looks like. And here is deployment. It is Dawn of War, as you saw in the mission pack there. So I've got some blips out in front here, just because I want to make sure that this jerk can't just run at me first turn, which I know he wouldn't, but I always got to play it safe just in case he really wanted to. I've got everything else lined up back here. If you want to hear like the really detailed analysis of when we're doing in our turns, just watch our live streams every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But the main reason I have all the way back here is he can get in range with his Plasma Scepters, but he'd have to go like in the middle of the table, and I'm okay with him doing that. So I don't think he'll do that. But I guess we'll see what his plan is. Adam infiltrated some infiltrators up here on the 2 forward objectives. He has a couple guys back here just to threaten this flank. And everything else is Adam's cliche now, Marine Deathball.
The old blob.
The old blob. Okay, we are going to roll to see who gets to choose first turn on camera here, because that's kind of a cool roll. We didn't do the deployment one because it's kind of pointless. I got the 4, and you got the 2. Guess who's going first, Adam?
Probably me.
Yeah, you are going first.
I do not want to go first.
You want to go first. You know you do. White Scars, turn 1 coming up. End of movement and actually end of turn for the White Scars. Adam knows how I played. He knows not to overextend, so he's actually playing it very conservatively. So I deployed all my blips. Everything except for the 5-man was put into Deep Strike anyway. So I've got the 17-man Flamer squad here, the Biker just outside of the deployment zone because the blip was out there, and then the Calamorph here just behind the Ridge Runners. He moved up his infiltrators and placed banners. Look at, there's little elves with banners on all the banners. We have all kinds of cool banners to put on here. So yeah, they moved up, deployed the banner, and getting his engage for full points this turn. And everything else basically made sure to stay back there and not get dead. All the banners are placed. So it kind of forced me to try to deal with that if I want to deny some secondaries. These Vanguard vets did advance, and he lightning fast them as well. Is that what it's actually called?
No.
I didn't think so. But we know what it is. It doesn't. So they're -1 to hit because they advance, and they are White Scars. Because he knows that probably want to try to take him off that objective if I can. And that will be turn 1 for White Scars. So let's see if I can. I don't want to overextend either. The early turns of the game, I have to play pretty conservatively. So we'll try to kick them off these front objectives and see what I can do about that back one there. I'm staying the hell away from that. End of turn 1 movement for the Forces of the Hive Mind. Moved up over here with the Ridge Runners just to get some line of sight and kind of get not out of threat range of the Plasma Scepters, but again, make them commit to like an open area there, which would be okay. Move these guys, the Broodlords, over just a little bit to get some line of sight on these and see if I can smite them out. And the big thing though, these Gaunts right here, advanced, got a 6. So they metabolic overdrove all the way to the back line, took that objective, got the banner, and got me an engage over there. So that was pretty good. I liked that. And then these Acolytes over here came up to try and take away that banner, get me engage over here and kill that squad. I'll try to soften them up a little bit with maybe some smites or something, but not overcommitting, but that God squad throwing up over there was actually pretty big. That was good. All right, let's see how much damage I can do to him. I'm going to combine the Psychic phase with my shooting phase because Psychic for me is really shooting. End of my turn 1 Psychic and shooting. Managed to smite out the Intercessors before putting anything else into him. The one Ridge Runner that could see the Intercessors back there, put all his shots into there. His mining laser whiffed horribly. The Heavy Stubber did 1 wound. So we'll put 1 in there. Hive Guard fired once into the -1 to hit Vanguard Vets. Managed to kill 3 of them. And then fired twice into the Intercessors in the back and killed 4 of them back there. Over here, the one smite that I got off with the Zoanthropes here did 3 mortal wounds, 4 mortal wounds?
5.
5, sorry. So brought that down to 2.5. I didn't put anything else into them because I want to charge them. So that's going to come up next. That went pretty well for me. He still got his whole death ball back there, but at least I secured this flank for the most part. Hopefully I can just make this charge and get my engage and throw these guys away. And that's the end of turn 1 for the Force of the Hive Mind. I think it couldn't have gone much better for me. They made their charge a big charge, so they all made it over the line, wiped that unit, got me my engage, took away that banner. So at the end of my turn, the beginning of Adam's, he'll be getting 1 banner back there. He'll be getting us 5 points for primary. These guys both passed them around with flying colors back here, so there was no worry about that. I will get 3 for engage. This black squad back here deployed. My first scrim was in my zone. And yeah, my Wowie stands are obviously still up, and so are Adam's. Let's see what Adam can do. Deathball's going to have to do some damage now, which they can. I definitely threw these guys away, but thought about it, and I think it was actually worth doing, because he does have to deal with them now. All right, turn 2 for the White Scars coming up. End of turn 2 movement for the White Scars. My turn 1 went a lot better than both of us expected, so Adam is doing something that he does not want to do. He has exploded out of his hiding back there, and they are coming out hard. Everything basically advanced up, and Adam is hoping to do enough damage to me. My first turn went too well. He has to do something now, because if I do that again, he'll have nothing left. So, here he comes. Holy crap. This came a turn early for me. He did spend the CP on them, so they are currently in Assault Doctrine with their eyes back here. And we're going to see. We can just kiss these guys goodbye. I don't think they can survive that. If they do, Adam's going to flip the table. So, on to his turn shooting. End of the turn 2 shooting for the White Scars. These Inceptors split fire. 1 guy shot over the Gaunts, killed a couple of them along with some bolt fire, but there's still, 6 left there, I think?
6 left, yeah.
6 left. The Ridge Runners lost 1 to the shooting. The other one, the next one took 2 more wounds. And then this one exploded, did 1 mortal wound, a bunch of crap back here, which was annoying, but it happened. The Plasma Inceptors fired over here, killed 13 of them, which is what he wanted.
I chose to only shoot 3 of them.
Chose to only shoot 3 of them. So, yeah, now he's going to charge to get that extra movement. This charge right here would be a kind of important one. So we'll see what he does in his fight phase. End of turn 2 for the White Scars. These guys back here, unfortunately, flubbed their hits pretty hard. Forgot to mention that they were Catalyst because they're the Chronos ones, so they made sure that I had some Feel No Pain on them. So they had 5 up Feel No Pain. 2 of them managed to survive. They're out of coherency here, which is a bit of a pain, right? But they're in Synapse. So at the end of it, This guy is going to die. Well, they're passing morale because of synapse right now, and then he gets removed because they're out of coherency. This is contested. Over here, the Vanguards there did pretty good, but I made some pretty good saves on my zoanthropes and killed 2 of them in the end. So we did take out one of my big smites, which was big. Obviously, those acolytes got obliterated. Okay, he's out here now. Now I have to pick apart the most threatening parts of his army. Otherwise, I'm going to be in trouble. My turn 2 coming up. End of turn 2 movement for the Force of the Hive Mind. Everything just kind of shuffled around a little bit. The Zoanthrope stayed in combat. The Gaunts definitely pulled out, but just moved around, so they're still on the objective back here. The Kerrigan moved up here, standing on here so she can see through there to smite and Psychic Shriek the Vanguard vets back there. That got pulled back. I tried everything to get Adam to spend CP. He has 2 left. So I don't want him to have Transhuman. I even put these guys back here to steal his banner and deploy Scramblers. But it wasn't worth it just to kill the 5 guys. It wasn't a big enough swing for him to do it, and he needs his CP right now. So, going on to my psychic and shooting phases.
You're down to 4 CP?
I am down to 4 CP, yes. End of psychic and shooting for the Forces of the Hive Mind. This flank got cleared by both smites. 1 Hive Guard fired into that intercessor and got lucky, killed him off. The Calamorph fired into what was left of the Plasma Scepters. I think there was 3 left, right?
There was 2 left. He did 6 wounds. 2 left.
Yeah, he did 6 wounds, wounding on 5s against these guys. He wants to stay.
He rolled hot.
I did roll hot. The Ridge Runners did nothing again. This is why I'm not. They're too inconsistent. They did nothing. They fired over there and did
2 wounds.
2 wounds, and the Heavy Stubbers are what did that. That's the frustrating part. I missed my Acolytes and Goliaths, but that is what it is. Failed my smites here, which made Adam jump for joy. So I didn't do any wounds to these guys in the psychic phase there.
You didn't fail enough, though.
I didn't fail enough because I passed like all these ones here. When the Hive Guard fired, the eight shots from the first volley went into the Blade Guard, and then so did the second volley. But there is 1 left
On 2 wounds.
on 2 wounds. So fight phase coming up. Obviously, I'm not charging anything at this point, but these guys get the fight. They're still in the Assault Doctrine, but because they didn't charge or Heroic, I think it is the other thing to get the bonus damage for. Anyway, they're still fighting the Zoanthropes, but with 1 damage. At end of the fight phase, they managed to kill another one of the Zoanthropes. I spiked my invulns again. But I mean, that's 3 up invulns, right? So it happens. They're still there. At the end of the turn, Adam will get his 5 points because there's no way I could kick him off that objective. But I did kick him off that one, so he didn't have any banners this turn. So we'll see what he can do with what's left of his blob over there. He's going to have to secure that flank as much as possible and see what he can deny me for points. That last turn actually hurt a lot, so we'll see what he can do. End of turn 3 movement for White Scars. Plasma Scepters came up, and he's going for my while he stands here. There's 1 here, and there's 1 here. So these guys, they pulled back, they fell back, and they are White Scars, so they don't give a crap. And they have jump packs, so they go over everything. These guys are in position to charge this Malanthrope once the Plasma Scepters clear the Gaunts here. So he's trying to deny my points, which is what he needs to do right now. He didn't want to commit too much else. These guys are all still within the 3 inches to be protected by the Inceptors. But that's all his while we stands as well. So I'll see what I can do on my turn. But I do need to deal with these guys, because right now the biggest value in my list, these boys back here. And I do not want them to get tagged. Then, of course, the Vanguard there are just going to wipe that squad out. And the Blade Guard that survived, 1 came back because of the Apothecary, and they planted the Elven Banner back there as well. Okay. Shooting will be pretty quick. Pretty sure he's just going to wipe this Gaunt squad, so we'll come back at the charge phase. Or fight phase, rather. And turn 3 for the White Scars. They wiped all the crap in here, so he took away 2 of my while we stands, my Broodlord and my Malanthrope, and he did split fire these guys because they were match shots anyway. So he killed all of the Gaunts, But I still got my 15 points because I'm still on 3 objectives. There's nothing, he wanted to charge it here, but at this point I'm already going to max out primary, so there's no point in overcommitting that because then all his while we stands are out in the open. And obviously those Acolytes died horrible, horrible deaths. Tag these guys, I did nothing in return, so I got to smite these guys out and try to get rid of this forward pressure now so I can take back my flank. Hive Guard is still alive and not tagged, thank God. Okay, my turn 3 coming up. And a turn 3 movement for me. I positioned that gaunt back there just so he can get my deploy scramblers next turn in the middle zone if I need to. Unless he wants to commit those Vanguard over there, which he might. Still got my all kinds of infantry around here too. The gaunt's back here, pulled back. Zoanthrope stayed in here because, big smites, so we want to kill stuff. Calamorph moved up because he loves toughness 4 guys with 2 wounds. Kerrigan moved up, so we got to try to smite these guys out. Got to try to deal with these guys because these guys are so fucking valuable. I need them. And, Ridge Runners moved up to make sure, get some shots on them. Maybe they'll finally do something. Because I'm telling you right now, guys, if you don't do anything this turn, you're fucking cut. All right? Again, you're too inconsistent. These Zoanthropes moved up, get on the objective, and maybe just get an extra smite off. Okay, let's see. These things need to die, because them being alive is a problem. I hate Vanguard vets. They're so good. End of the psychic phase for the Force of the Hive Mind. I had to recap this, because these guys did a super smite and did 9 mortal wounds to the guys in front of them. And then Kerrigan finished them off with a psychic shriek, and then failed her smite, which was sad. They got a super smite into these guys and did 4 mortal wounds. I killed 2 of them. But I did fail some Biostorm, which sucks. But those smites, holy crap, were they were big. All right, now we're going to my shooting phase. End of my turn 2 shooting. The Hive Guard, one of them wasn't in range of the Vanguard vets at the back. So 4 of them fired there. 1 of them fired at the Inceptors. That one guy did a lot of work, though. He killed 1, did 2 damage to the next. Well, 3, but he made it feel no pain. And then the Vanguard vets were brought down to 1 man, but then they failed morale. So he's only going to get the 5 points again. And that is probably going to be too much for him to come back from. But we never give up. Never surrender.
Oh, I've given up.
Okay, maybe we do give up sometimes.
2 turns ago.
2 turns ago. But he's still got some stuff left. He's going to try to kill me some more. Here we go. And a turn 4 movement for the White Scars. He did get his banner point there. They didn't move too much because he wanted to get the guys back. The Chaplain came up here to make sure he secures this objective. And those Blade Guard came back out of range of the Hive Guard onto that objective in the back there to make sure he's holding some more. Couldn't quite get engaged. It wasn't worth committing too far. But these guys are definitely going to be firing at some Zoanthropes as well. End of turn 4 for the White Scars. The Plasma Scepters killed 2 of the Zoanthropes here, so took out that big smite now and brought 1 down to 1 wound. And the Chaplain killed 1 of the Zoanthropes here. He's still alive here. 1 of the Plasma Scepters did die in overcharging from a 1, rerolling into another 1. End of my turn 4 movement. Everything's just moving up a little bit. Kerrigan advance so I can get some smites on here. I want to try to kill 1 of these so I can start popping some characters as much as possible here. They got some line of sight on them as well. We'll see if I can take away some of his while he stands, because he took away 2 of mine, so that's denying me 10 points already. It's annoying. Calamorph moved up too, so he's also in range of them. End of my turn 4. We managed to smite and shoot with the Ridge Runners to kill these Inceptors here. The Hive Guard fired into the Chappie, who transhumaned, only did 2 wounds, but then they fired again and picked off the Apothecary here. Last turn coming up, but Adam did get 10 points this turn because he managed to stay on 3 objectives. Moving those Blade Guard back there was good. All right, let's see how many points you can get. All right, end of turn 5 movement for the White Scars. His Wowie stands fell all the way back here, and he threw out the Lieutenant because he's not worth anything to him anymore to block the smites. So I'm not... The Hive Guard out of range of them, and the smites are going to get right into this guy here. And the Blade Guard raised a banner at the back, so he's just trying to get all the points he can for the raised banners. And this guy's going to be eating a lot of smites. So try to kill him. These are my targets. Can I do it, though? All right. The game is almost over. I've done my psychic, my shooting. This guy died here, the psychic. I got my other Zoanthrope over there to advance. And my shooting, by the way, they did not. The Stubbers did all the wounds. The last kids did nothing. But they brought the Chaplain down to 1 wound. So we figure we do this last roll of the game on camera. The Alphys is taking her 1 sniper shot into the Chaplain, who was already transhuman, but she's already wounding on 5s anyway. So can she do it? She's hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, because we don't have that core thing yet. She hits. If I get a 6, she just dies. It wounds. -2. She got him. One more while we stand goes down, and that'll be the game. We will be back with the recap in a moment. And that is the game. The final score will be 72 for the Forces, 41 for the White Scars. It was a rough first 2 turns. Adam didn't want to come out, but I had such a good first turn, he really had no choice. So that was pretty much the play at that point. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, otherwise, if I don't come out at that point, I'm just sitting there, scoring no points.
Yeah, I did too much damage.
Banners was a bad choice. Only scoring 4 points on banners.
It always seems so good when you look at it, but it just, against some armies, it's rough.
You had a couple of decent rolls, even keeping those. There's a bunch of 5-point swings that could have went either way.
Yeah, that Gaunt surviving the whole game was actually huge.
Yeah, he denied me a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
And the other interesting thing is I wasn't able to raise another banner over there either because of that Gaunt squad.
Right. Anything you would have done differently, knowing what happened now, or
I would have done the
whole thing differently. You still like the list, eh?
The list's very good. I wouldn't have forward deployed the infiltrators as much. You're just able to put too much damage into them. You wiped them the one squad just in smites alone.
Yeah, that's why I got wiped. The one up here let me get the engage too. So
yeah,
and they're usually good for that, but I think against me it's better to keep them back. I think anyway. That's my opinion.
And then as soon as you gave me first turn, when the infiltrators are already up the board, I think I was better off at that point moving up my blob
because you were already committed at that point.
Already committed, and you just did so much damage first turn.
Mm-hmm.
I would either I got to hide everything, or just deploy everything out.
Yeah, for sure. Still a good game. You're getting really good with this list. You played it a lot, and it is a very, very strong list. I had 2 really strong turns I got 4 super smites this game.
By turn 3.
By turn 3, and they were 11s.
Yeah, they were all.
So I didn't even peril.
You definitely did close to 50 mortal wounds, which is just too much for Marines. That's the Marines' biggest weakness right now is mortal wounds.
Yeah, for sure.
No way to avoid them other than the apothecary.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and we were just talking about it too. If you could still choose like your chaplain powers and stuff before the game, being able to choose the mortal wound one when you come up against a list like this or like TJ's list where there's a lot of mortal wound output, it would make a big difference. But
yeah, definitely would have helped out the 5
the 5 up here.
Or even taking something like Templars, which already have the 5 up built.
That's true. But the White Scars, the damage is just so good.
Yep.
The Vanguard Vets, I still think, are one of the best units you have, aside from the Inceptors, obviously. You were even thinking about taking 30 of them.
Yeah, I'm going to try and work on a new list, see if I can squeeze 30 in.
Yeah.
They're just that good.
We'll call it the Adam Special with 30 Vanguard Vets.
And then generally, I'm transhumaning the Inceptors anyways. So
yeah, exactly.
And you can't do it with the Vets. So I think take the Blade Guard out and go 30 Vets is probably a better option.
Yeah, that makes sense. We'll see what it turns into in the end. I still I love my list. I'm sorry. You're done, guys. You're done.
They didn't make the
That's
cut.
it. That's it. You're done. The Occlans and Goliaths are coming back. They're better for countercharge and everything. I don't have much CP in this list, but as Adam was saying to me earlier, I only use it for Metabolic Overdrive and Fire Choice with the Hive Guard right now. I don't use much else ever. So I don't need that much CP, which is nice. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you check out our live streams. Adam and I play a lot on Wednesday. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll start to get some other people on here once, people are allowed to come out and we're not infecting each other. COVID. So you will see some new games coming out. We are going to be starting our 4-man double list RTT stud tournament soon with some locals on here like Jesse, Adam, and Will, the filthy casual known to Stutter Scrub, will be joining us in that tournament as well. We'll all bring 2 armies. So check that out. We'll have most of them live streamed, and they might record like the top tree game that we're going to do. We'll give more information on that soon. So check out our Twitch channel and check out our podcast. We have just a search Stutter Scrub podcast. You'll find it everywhere. It's on Buzzsprout, but yeah, nailed it.